Today we're going to talk about something you don't see every day, welding with bricks. Today we're going to solve a very common problem in welding, which is filling a hole in metal. But I won't do it the traditional way. I'll use this very useful technique instead. To do this technique, we're going to need regular brick or refractory brick. If it's refractory, that's even better. This way, you're going to save a lot of time and money. The first thing I'm going to do is take off a part of the brick and make it as smooth as possible. The part I'm going to use is the inside of the brick, which is smooth. When we work with large holes, like with this flat bar I have here with holes in it, or thin sheet metal, it can be difficult to control the welding and prevent the metal from opening up further. That's why, to avoid this, we're going to use the brick. The first thing you need to do if your material has rust or paint or anything like that is to clean it so the weld adheres better. To fill the holes, I'm going to use low amperage. In this case, with the flat bar, I'm going to use 80 amps. And I'm also going to use a 2.5 electrode. As you can see, when welding, the weld gets so hot that it falls to the floor. But as you can see, it can be filled, but it's going to take much longer. And it's not going to look very neat. And now here in the second hole, I'm going to do it with a brick, and I'll show you how it turns out. Now I'm going to do this one with the Firebrick, and once it's firmly in place, nice and tight as you can see, I can start welding. I'll put the filter on the camera so you can see how it looks. Put the filter on. Look at the difference between these two fill jobs. As you can see, by using the Firebrick, we got a perfect finish. By using the Firebrick for the fill, it was much faster and much neater. Now I'll show you with the regular brick. Once I have it in place, I'm going to put the filter on the camera to start welding. As you can see, it served the same purpose as the refractory brick. So we can use either the regular brick or the refractory one. While refractory brick is better as it handles higher temperatures, regular brick will also work. So here we have the three differences in the finishes. Now it's time for thin sheet metal. Here I have an 18 gauge sheet, and now we're going to put it to the test. To try to fill this hole in this thin material, which is an 18 gauge sheet, I'm going to do it at 70 amps. And I'm also going to use the 2.5 electrode. On the flat bar, without the brick, we were able to fill it, although it took us much longer. But on the thin metal, no, because it burned through much more. Now I'll try it with the refractory brick. Also using the 2.5 electrode and the machine at 70 amps and also the refractory brick, I was able to easily fill the hole. And now let's go with the regular brick. As you can see, it was also possible to fill it with the regular brick. When I used the bricks both on the flat bar and on the sheet metal, I was able to fill much faster and the finish looked nice. On the flat bar, when I did it without the brick, I was able to do it, but it took me much longer and I wasted a lot of electrode. However, on the sheet metal you can't do it because as you apply heat, the sheet metal keeps opening up more. But why, when I used the brick, I was able to fill the hole? When you have a backing, in this case the brick, when you go to weld, the backing prevents the weld from falling or spreading all over the metal. You can also put a piece of metal underneath, but if you fill it, you're going to weld the metal as well. But with the brick, when you weld, the brick doesn't get welded, so you can fill it. There's also another way, which would be with a copper sheet, but it would be more expensive and harder to get. However, bricks are much easier to get for this technique. So, next time you have to fill a hole, do it this way, especially if you have to weld thin metal, because you'll save a lot more time. Did you know about this way of filling holes with weld? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please follow me. It helps a lot.